What's going on, guys? Josh from soccerreviewsforyou.com bringing you a video today to discuss the recently unveiled CR7
Campeões.
Nike Mercurial Superfly 5. Shout out to Google Translate for saying that word for me. It is Portuguese for champions, but I did not want to butcher it. I'll have it repeat it one more time, a little bit more slowly.
Campeões.
There you go. That's how you're technically supposed to say it, according to Google. Anyways, I'm making this video not because I can't say the name, but because this is a press release that we saw from Nike. It's a shoe that everyone's going to see Cristiano Ronaldo wearing throughout the Confederations Cup tournament, but according to Nike, is not going to be available to the public, at least as of right now. And that's the main reason why I'm making this video, is because I think most people read the press release and automatically assumed that this would never have a public release or never be available to the public. And I think that we can't really trust Nike on this particular press release. I think we're gonna have a limited edition release of this shoe at some point in time. I couldn't say when, but I think at some point, maybe even a couple months from now, this shoe will be available to the public, likely in very limited quantity. So for those that haven't seen the shoe, it's already on screen. It's a Portugal-themed Nike Mercurial Superfly 5, which makes sense because he's gonna be playing in the Confederations Cup, representing Portugal, and why not give arguably the most popular player in the world his own signature colorway matching the team colors that he's playing for. I think it's a pretty cool concept, and the shoe as a whole I think actually looks very, very good. It's a cool looking boot. That goes without saying. Now, the reason why I think this is going to have a public release is a couple different reasons, but the main reason why is because of this shoe right here. I'm sure a lot of you guys recognize this. This is the rare gold Nike Mercurial Superfly 4, and this is a shoe that was released in celebration of Cristiano Ronaldo winning the Ballon d'Or a few years back. And just like this limited edition Portugal themed Superfly 5 that's only made for Ronaldo, this was the same situation when they first unveiled it. It was only going to be for Cristiano Ronaldo to wear for a couple of games, and that's it. And actually, in the press release that they showed for this particular shoe, I'll put some images on screen, they didn't show the standard general release public variation of the Superfly 4 that I'm holding right here. They showed the custom made for Ronaldo pair with the shortened collar, his own custom shape, and whatever other modifications that he has done to the shoe that you can't necessarily see. But it was clear to see that it was his personal pair that they were showing pictures of in the press release, not a regular version of the Superfly that you can actually buy. So at first, that's what happened. It was only available for Ronaldo. He was the only one who had a pair. He was the only one who wore them for a couple of games. But several months later, we got this, the limited edition rare gold Nike Mercurial Superfly 4, now in the standard Superfly 4 variation with the soft ground pro stud pattern, released to the public in very limited quantities. People were super, super pumped. And again, they said at first that this shoe would never release to the public, but obviously they changed their mind because of the high demand. Now, how does this relate to the new Portugal themed Superfly 5? Well, I think there's a couple things to note here. Unlike this shoe when they first unveiled it in the actual Cristiano Ronaldo spec, they've unveiled this new Portugal themed one in the standard Superfly 5 variation, which tells us right away that they already have made this particular shoe in the style that they would be able to sell to the public. They didn't just make a one-off for Cristiano Ronaldo and take pictures of his modified shoe. They actually made a general release regular version of the Superfly 5 for the press pics, because we've seen Cristiano Ronaldo wearing this shoe in practice already, and he's wearing the modified version that he normally wears, not the one that they would end up releasing to the public ultimately if they did decide to release it. So I think that, along with the history of what we got with the rare gold, points in the direction that I think we are going to get a public release of this Portugal themed Superfly sooner rather than later. I couldn't say how soon that might be. I would expect it to be a couple of months from now, but just because this press release said that this is a Cristiano Ronaldo exclusive shoe that only he's gonna have and only he's going to be able to wear, I don't think that's the case. I think somewhere down the line, we're going to see a limited edition release of this particular shoe that they've unveiled. And it'll probably be very, very limited, but it's a sure I guess, guaranteed sellout boot for Nike. When they do CR7 stuff in general, it tends to be very popular. When they do the super limited runs of CR7 boots, they tend to be extremely popular. So even if they made 3,000, 4,000 pairs, I think it would be an instant sellout guaranteed. There's no risk for Nike. There's no risk for retailers, and it would drive a lot of attention to the brand as well, which I think is potentially why they've said at first it's not going to be available to the public. Now, of course, this is just a theory. This is not something that's guaranteed to happen. But again, based on what I've pointed out historically with what we've seen from Nike with some of these CR7 exclusive boots, I think it's very, very likely that this shoe is going to get a public release at some point in time. That's what I have to say on this topic. If you guys have any questions for me regarding what I talked about in this video, leave it down below in the comments. And if you have any theories of your own, let me know. Do you think this is gonna have a public release, or do you think this is gonna remain a CR7 exclusive boot? I hope it gets a public release because I would like a pair for my personal collection. I think it's a pretty cool looking shoe. But again, only time will tell. If you guys enjoyed today's video, found it helpful and informative, be sure to support it with a like. Subscribe if you haven't already for daily videos on all the latest and greatest soccer gear. You can find all my social media information linked down below in the description as well. And other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed today's video. And as always, thanks for watching.